Hey, I uh I went to the track earlier today and I brought a couple books with me to read my girls after I was done jogging. And so I only read one book and only to my youngest. She really likes books. Um and okay, so I guess I should explain. I'm not like some super high and low kind of person. I'm not like that. Like my emotions don't go up and down like that, right? But I am a very sentimental person, right? I'm very sensitive to emotions and I feel, right? When I'm feeling something, I feel it, right? It's not like something I can just brush off. I've gotten I've been able to adjust this in a more healthy way. Like for example, in the past, if like something heartbreaking happened for me, heartbreaking, right, as for a sensitive person. Like for example, um getting embarrassed at work. There was one time I worked, and I've talked about this before on my platforms, but there was one time I worked at a call center. Good money actually. I'm not a salesperson though, I'm trying. I'm just trying to do what I can, right? Anyway, like the Amazon associates, for example, is what I mean by that. Um, but yes, I worked at a call center as a salesperson, as a vacation guide. You know, those people that get you that are not don't get you caught up with a timeshare, but those places where you could deposit your timeshare to go get something else or go somewhere else, right, from what you bought. That was what I worked at, a place like that, and I would um, get your vacations together based off of that company, right? But anyway, and I got embarrassed, like totally, almost like a humiliation ritual. Like my supervisor, she had a big personality, um, not in a bad way, but when it came to me, she was kind of harsh, right? So one time, there would be like at least once a month, we would have a one-to-one with our supervisor, and we would get some pointers of what we're doing good and what we need to improve on. And instead of having the one-on-one in her little office cubby, she decided to school me in front of everybody. And her only issue was the only thing I was doing wrong was I was taking too long on the calls, right? Because I was, based off of my perspective, I didn't finish my 4-year degree, but I studied psychology for 3 years, and I love psychology, right? So if I get a person on the phone that's willing to talk to me, I love filling out people, right? I love getting to know people, so I was enjoying those phone calls, right? That would be a little bit longer, but I was getting a lot of um, a lot of stuff from her. And she literally like her tone of voice was at the yelling level in front of our in front of the whole team, her whole team, all of my coworkers on my team, and it was embarrassing. It was embarazante. No, I don't know if that's Spanish, but anyway, it was embarrassing. And in the past, I would like ruminate on that over and over again, and just the embarrassment would just grow and grow and grow, and the shame would grow and grow, and until I couldn't take it, and like I would like no call, no show kind of thing, right? Which I did do. I did for that job. And then coupled with, marital issues and stuff, it was like, I've gone to a more healthier place, like where I'm able to feel things, but also let things go. But, sometimes in my sentimental heart, something will remind me of, situations. And I will feel those situations and I will get emotional. So that happened today. I was reading this book to my daughter and I just started crying. It was just so heartbreaking for me because I resonated with this dog. I'll show you the book. I'm gonna put the link. I'm gonna put my Amazon link for this book. I'm sure it's on Amazon, so I'm gonna put my the Amazon link in the description for this book. It's a good book, but it also is kind of heart wrenching. So I'll show you the book. I'm not gonna read it in this video, but can I be your dog? Can I be your dog? And funny enough, I was born in 1994, from what I understand. No, I'm just kidding. From my birth certificate, okay? And I was born in 1994. So my Chinese zodiac is dog, okay? I am loyal. I am I've had so much puppy love, like crushes, growing up and stuff like that. Uh, I'm loyal. I'm loving, and yeah, sensitive as well. But anyway, so the book is "Can I Be Your Dog?" And throughout the book, let me show you the first letter he writes. So he writes like, I don't have my camera unfortunately, but anyway, so he writes these. You see, he's like writing. So he's like writing letters, okay, to different people asking to be their dog. Okay, so this is the first letter he writes. I'll show you. He writes it to the family in the yellow house, and then he gets like a response. And like, I got emotional because this dog wrote several letters and got rejected with every letter he wrote. And with each rejection, it just was more and more devastating, right, for the dog. They show him in the book. I'll show you. They show him in the book living in a cardboard box, even in times of rain. And I don't live in a cardboard box. All glory to God. I live in my aunt's for now. So I'm grateful for that. But I had to leave my home, in Indiana, and it's like so many times, like where I tried to establish myself in an establishment, like school or a job, uh, family, um, trying to express myself and form bonds, right? Genuine bonds. I tried anyway. And it's like, although I spent time with a lot of the groups, oh my goodness, I spent time with a lot of the groups mentioned. But as time went on, it's like a rejection. So like, you would think time would make it more endearing, the relationship, but no, time showed how little the love was there. And that, like, even with my most recent place that I tried to establish myself at, my job and stuff like that, it was a lot of rejection. And for what, I don't understand. I don't know why, right? Well, I know why now. I get the sense that there was some rumors about me and some false narratives going on around me. But if you got to know me, and those people did get to know me because I was very open, you can sense my energy. You know that I'm not doing such things that were said about me, right? But anyway, that's going on a tangent. I'm not trying to do that. I'm just saying I faced a lot of rejection in my life, and this book was a reminder of that today. Like, you always think you like are good on something. You're never gonna cry about certain things again. But this book was a reminder to me today. And I did cry, and I did get emotional, and I did feel like that dog. So, yeah. Um, and then I had the temptation to think, like, fucking, ooh, sorry, I'm sorry. But screw people. People are terrible. People are heartless. And I had the temptation to think, I want to be like that. I don't want to feel like, I want to be able to write people off and not give a darn about their life or what they have going on. I wish I could be like that. That's what I was thinking today. I don't want to cry over things. I don't want to feel emotional. Other people don't. A lot of people don't. They don't have these emotional responses to human situations. And I was thinking, I wish I could be like other people. And then I was thinking, no, I don't. I just don't want to be hurt anymore. But I do, unfortunately, I will say, my hope in people has gone down significantly. Um, but with that being said, I always have to remind myself, if there are people out there like me that genuinely like to help other people, genuinely, when I love with genuine heart. There are others out there like me then too. I'm not the only person like this. I'm not. And so That's always encouraging. But I think I do sometimes wonder, why did God make me sensitive to this? Why did He make me emotional? Like, I literally was one of those kids that if I was watching a movie, you know, and it was like an action, like a part where like there's action needed, like I don't know, like trying to think of a movie. I feel like it was the Titanic, which is weird to say, but I feel like it was the Titanic when I was watching as a kid, and like it was a scene where they were rushing, and I'm like getting up, like, come on, you gotta go, like right there with them, like in that moment with them, you know, such a strong emotional response, right? Strong sense of empathy, like I'm right there with them, kind of thing. I've always been like that, and I do believe that God made me that way for a reason, and I do pray that I'll stay in alignment with my purpose, and that I will reach my purpose full blown purpose, right? To where I can use the gifts God gave me, my personality, all of the above, you know, to help people. But anyway, so if you're like me, of the sensitive type, um, it's not healthy, I think, to want to be cold hearted. And even I had the imagery of, I used to love the TV show Once Upon a Time, you know, in Storybrick Lane, you know, the Ice Queen or whatever she was, the Queen, the evil Queen, Snow Queen. Snow Queen? I don't know. She wasn't the Snow Queen, but the one with the black, all black, you know, who's a witch and stuff, and had people's hearts and all kinds of stuff. And she didn't have a heart, I don't think. It's been a long time since I watched it, but she was cold, right? So that was the imagery that came up, and I'm like, I definitely do not want to be that way. I never want to try and cause anyone harm, you know, for any reason. So I was just thinking to myself, like, with God, like, God, you made me this way for a reason, and I pray that that purpose of you making me that way will be fulfilled, you know. So we can't, if you know, people like me, kindred spirits of the sensitive type who feel emotions, you know, and we're not even able, even if we wanted to, we're not able to just, you know, the feelings away. We're not able to do that, you know. Let's find strength in the gift, the way God made us, right? Let's find strength in that. Let's utilize that, right, to empower us rather than disempower us, you know. I really believe that the world needs more people like this, more people who can love genuinely, who can say, you know, have a conversation with your coworker or your friend or a family member, and really have the genuine heart to listen to your problems and want to encourage you, you know. um, the world needs more people like that, so let's stay strong. Let's not get bitter, you know. Let's not let our hearts grow cold, right? We need more people like this, right? Okay. But you know, you will have days that are sad, and I might be getting on my period soon, I don't know, but but I do feel like everything happens for a reason. Like, there's no coincidences, you know. So all glory to God. We got this. God made us the way we are. God made us who we are. It says in His Word, "You knit me together in my mother's womb." God knew who we were going to be. God knew the struggles that we would face. He knew the rejection we would face, and it's not without vain. It's not in vain. I mean, it's not for no reason, right? There's a purpose. There's a reason for everything. I know for facts that I have, based off of, because of the experiences that I've gone through, I am stronger than I was 2 years ago, than I was 5 years ago, than I was 10 years ago. I am stronger. I have more patience. I have more understanding. I am not as judgmental as I used to be. I am not judgmental, rather. I used to struggle with that. But yeah. So there's a reason for everything, and I'm thankful for the lessons I've learned, and I pray that I can utilize it to help other people, you know. So let's be proud of who we are. Much love.